All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Power Hour. Big crowd here. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks to everyone who is wearing red. Yeah, got a big red shirt on. First on our agenda, we've got Layton Broadcasting here. We've got Erica and Kelly, who's going to be online here, talk to us about working with multimedia and strategizing between the various outlets of radio, video, and social media. This will be our February EDA education series. So, Erica, come on up.
Thanks. I'll just make I'm Erica Gilstar. I'm the producer with LB Video Productions. It's the video division of Layton Broadcasting and also Q3. And we love to show all the ways to use media. And so I'm bringing in Kelly Freeler. She's with the digital division with Layton Engage. And she's going to show all the different ways you can use video for marketing. So it's really interesting and she's awesome. So enjoy it.
Don't know if I can live up to that, Erica, but thank you. I'm Kelly Freeler, and the roads and the weather kind of kept me from getting there, and I also had a flight in late yesterday, so I apologize that I can't be there. I'm in St. Cloud right now, one of our other Layton Broadcasting markets, and as Erica said, I want to talk about video marketing. Part of this is that we do a lot of research on kind of what are trends and what's going on so that we can make sure that we're helping local businesses into places where their customers are, where their clients are, where their maybe potential job applicants might be. And video is a place that is absolutely exploding right now in terms of how much time we all spend consuming video content, which means it can also be a great way to communicate and build connections with audiences. So it can be very, very valuable for businesses to be able to tap into the amount of time that people spend on video. While I was traveling through the airport, I couldn't believe how many screens I saw scrolling through TikTok, and it was like all ages. I, in full transparency, haven't jumped on that trend yet, but I study it for marketing, but I haven't allowed myself to be sucked into it yet. So I just want to talk a little bit about this. Within Layton, we have a team of digital experts that really, the only thing that we do is work in the digital space, and we collaborate with Erica and Raina and Nick in building videos so that if clients want to be able to do that stuff, we try to make it easy, because the reality is businesses kind of navigating this, it can be somewhat complicated sometimes because there's a lot of different channels. So what I want to walk through with everybody is the different ways that we can get video in front of people. So how, as a local business, might you be able to find people? How many of you have been on, so the Super Bowl was on Sunday. Did anyone go watch like highlights anywhere? Or go see anything? Or am I the only football nerd?
Yeah.
No? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just show you one quick example here. Let me grab this one really quick. I'm going to pull up a different screen. So one of the places that a business can show up is, can you see the ESPN screen? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I wanted to watch a preview of this Portland State game, I would hit play. With your Wi-Fi, which means your smart home. And this would be called a pre-roll video. So anytime we go and consume that content, now some people might say, I just wait for the skip, I wait for the skip. The reality is it's still impactful. We still usually always remember those messages. One of the great parts about video is that it has that audio component. Audio is one of the absolute best ways to create kind of emotional connections, to create lasting impression with people, so that you can build brand awareness and help kind of consumers understand who you guys might be as brands or businesses. So pre-roll video can be in this space. When we do meetings and we do reporting with clients, we see this is, again, that's pre-roll video. So it's when you hit the play button and you get something before the video that you're going to watch. So a lot of places that can show up might be on, again, on ESPN. We see that in a lot of reports. We also see local news stations. So I've seen like Valley News Live out of Fargo in some of our clients advertising in kind of that Fergus Falls area, Detroit Lakes, Grand Forks. KARE 11 and KSTP out of Minneapolis. We'll see pre-roll video impressions there. So The interesting part about the way that we do this, I'm gonna kind of walk you through a couple different things. So this is a big slide, and some of you are probably in the back of the room and can't really read it. That's okay. I'll kind of walk you through what it is. One of the cool parts about video is that we all as audiences consume a little bit of content on a lot of places, meaning I might watch a clip on ESPN and then I might go jump on and play Candy Crush, or I might go here, and you kind of pop all over the place. Or if you're scrolling, if someone's scrolling through social media, they might watch a bunch of different videos on a bunch of different websites. So as a business, it becomes very, very difficult to be able to reach the audience that you want and to get multiple impressions against them. Because we know that that's kind of the best way to make an impact, is to make sure that they see your message very often, to make sure you have a good message. But it becomes very difficult, especially for local businesses, to get a lot of impressions in this space where people are jumping all over. So that pre-roll video that you saw on ESPN, the way in which that can be purchased by a business is really interesting. Essentially what we can do is what's called content targeting, behavioral targeting, demographic, and geographic targeting. So we can pick a 20-mile radius around Perham. And then within that radius, people might need to fall into a certain age, income, demo category, or it could be behavioral content, meaning we could choose to target people that have recently searched for jobs. If somebody wanted to try and recruit, maybe if a business wanted to do some recruitment advertising, you could target people that were in market for jobs, meaning they have visited multiple websites or they've taken multiple actions online to put them in that bucket. So again, they'd have to be in a certain radius and then be within one of those buckets. And then content targeting is based on content that they've viewed or engaged with as well. So it's a way for us to not try to figure out, are our customers, are they watching Wheel of Fortune? Are they watching ESPN? Which news site might they be on? Are they going to Fox or CNN? Are they going somewhere else altogether? So instead of trying to figure that out, we now have this ability to target them, which really is kind of a nice way to, again, be able to get businesses multiple impressions. In some ways, it makes it more affordable because you don't have to buy all of those places. Again, you're buying an audience. So it's kind of just a new way to target. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep.
Not being there makes it tougher too. So if you guys have questions along the way too, if it's not making sense, or if you have more questions about any of it, please let me know. Just throw your hand up or something. I can see you guys on another screen too. So this, again, it's a small screen, so I'll read some of these off as well. So this is an example of, again, we can pick a geography and we can pick 20-mile radius of Perham, and then we can go through and we can build out these kind of audience segments of people that we want to target. And I'll be totally honest with you. Whenever I go through this, I have a disclaimer that it's equal parts somewhat creepy, but also as audiences, we sort of almost have come to expect relevancy in ads. We almost expect that the ads that we see are relevant. You're like, wait a second, was my husband shopping for hunting stuff again? Because why am I getting his ads? I want to see more for, whatever it might be that I was shopping for. So, we, when we're as the company that places the ads, we don't actually know individuals. We just know that we're reaching this person in this audience segment. So this is an example of a client that they actually sell. They sell video game or like STEM softwares to schools. So they send gaming software. As you guys know, esports probably are really growing in popularity. Also, drone racing is apparently a thing that's emerging now as well for students. And a lot of the games are based on STEM stuff. So this particular client sells the software and manages leagues for high schools. So their decision makers are high school administrators. So we can target people that some of these are industry or occupation as in educational services, industry and occupation decision makers in management and administration in the education industry, profession as a school administrator. So these are all different audience segments, education decision makers, that we can target for that client then, and they wanted to reach people in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They were working on securing exclusivity to be the only provider of this content to all of South Dakota. So they wanted to be able to do this so that before their team reached out to these administrators, they could at least share some video of like some testimonials of students. So for this particular client too, we didn't even go on site to shoot it. We just sort of like pieced together content that they already had and just edit all of that for them. And then their ads might show up on ESPN as a school administrator in Sioux Falls is maybe watching some clips of the Chiefs and the Eagles. So again, this is kind of the technology that exists. It's something that it's difficult for businesses to be able to place these ads themselves. There's not really a very easy platform to go do that. But that's essentially what we try to do is finding a local partner, whether it's Leighton Broadcasting or somebody else. You find a partner that can help you to decide what channel is best. If we go through this, what I showed you on ESPN is pre-roll video. A lot of that stuff is like 15 seconds or less. Try to make it really quick and impactful. Again, we can have a lot of targeting, and it increases brand recall and favorability. YouTube is another place. It's the second largest search engine. YouTube is right behind Google, and people are consuming a ton of content on YouTube. Have any of you ever watched like a how-to video when you're in the middle of a project looking on YouTube? Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. We all feel like we can Google or YouTube something to find answers or learn how to do something. So YouTube again is another really popular space that you can place ads on as well. They have targeting similar to what I showed you, not quite as detailed, but still you can target usually age, income, demographics on YouTube. And then the other part is where the ads appear. There's another place that we can show up to, and that's called streaming TV. So there's kind of like three big buckets. There's the pre-roll video that can show up in mobile apps and on websites like the ESPN example. Then there's YouTube, which really is kind of its own standalone platform. And then there's another option, which is called connected TV or streaming TV. And this is really things like Samsung TV Plus or Pluto. A lot of people don't even know they're watching Pluto, but if you have like a Roku or an Amazon Fire Stick and you just search for a show or a movie, Pluto is often the place where you'll end up because it's one of the primary delivery channels for free content so that you wouldn't have to pay for subscriptions on it. My mom watches Pluto TV when she's watching my 2-year-old son all the time because she loves watching Blue Bloods while he's napping. So she'll jump on TV and you can watch free content there. And they have like 2 30-second ads as breaks in between. So it's really short breaks, but it allows advertisers to show up on large screens. And usually those ads are not able to be skipped. So again, there's a lot of different buckets that you can choose to try and get video in front of. And there's really a fourth one, and that's social media. So these are kind of outside of social media, all of these options that I just kind of went through, plus social media. So figuring out kind of where do you want to be, a lot of that process needs to come down to who do you want to reach, what does the rest of your marketing plan look like, and then kind of sorting through and figuring out what option is the best. Oh, I think I just said. Whoa, sorry about that. I can't either. We didn't even get to see it. All right. So that was not a planned ending to it, but what questions do you guys have about video?
Anything for Kelly about video? How do we get a hold of you guys if we need to?
You know what? Is everyone feel comfortable with QR codes? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put this up on the screen really quick. I'll share my screen. If you want, this is it's a QR code that goes directly to my calendar too, so you can even pop time on there. Otherwise, you can even schedule time and you can put notes in there, and you can even just say, can you email me or whatever it might be, go ahead. But this is kind of a quick way to do that. And I can share my stuff. I can email you too as well.
That'd be great. Then we can share it out.
My contact info.
Okay. That'll work. Anything else from Erica? Questions? Jeff here?
Well, okay, well, I'll just say one little thing.
All right.
What we like to do is, a lot of people think like digital and all this stuff is getting really complicated. And one thing I will say is that what Kelly does is she really simplifies or kind of decomplicates your life in marketing. But the other thing that she does is she looks at everything so that it's all working together. So it's a piece that we maybe have no control over or part of our business at all. But it makes sense to get it all working together. And that's what she is really an expert at. So if you really want to look at somebody that can help you look at your overall picture, that's what she can really do. And then the nice thing is we have all the components now in one place, between the broadcast, between the digital, and then all the video that you need. So it's kind of an exciting time for our company because this is an area that is going to be the greatest growth area probably for our company. And but anyway, Kelly's fun to work with, and anything that you'd like to do, and obviously we got local representatives that work hand in hand with Kelly. So you can contact your local salesperson and work directly, but Kelly eventually comes in and partners. And so yeah, we'd love to sit down with anybody that has questions on any of those areas. So, and always appreciate the time. So thanks for having us.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
All right. Good stuff there. Reminder, we've got breakfast pizza, compliments of Pizza Ranch. Nick and Dan, thank you very much. We also got cookies from Central Market, so help yourself to some Valentine's goodies. Next on our list, we've got Nicole Lalem from Explore Minnesota.
Hello.
She's going to come up and give us a recap or a look forward, or maybe both.
Forward
Look
most.
forward mostly.
What we're gonna do. Can you get in? I don't know where to stand.
You can stand
Right there.
right in front of the screen. I'll
Right.
adjust.
Oh my gosh, this room got full since I got here. Hi. Hello. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me first. My name is Nicole Lalem. I am with Explore Minnesota, the state's tourism promotion agency. So that is the state office that promotes tourism locally, regionally, across the country, and internationally. I came to this job in industry outreach. So I cover basically everything in the Northwest. So Lake of the Woods, East Grand Forks, Bemidji, Walker, all of that, all the way down through central Minnesota, Brainerd, St. Cloud, Perham. That's why I'm here. Detroit Lakes, Moorhead, all the way down to Hutchinson. So I have like about I have a good chunk of the geographic area of the state that I cover, but I actually live in New York Mills. So I know some of you. It's nice to see some familiar faces and things of that nature. I live in New York Mills, and I work in this region for the state office. So what I do as an industry outreach person is I present things that we have going on to various stakeholder groups throughout those two regions. And then I also work directly with businesses in those regions and destination marketing organizations in those regions to take your stories and what you have going on and share it with our marketing, our communications, our business development, so that we can amplify your voice a little bit and get the word out about what you have going on. So I work a lot with Perham Chamber, because you're the recognized destination marketing organization. I work with Nick and Eric and Marie at Ottertail Lakes Country. I work with Rolando in Furnace Falls, Betsy over in New York Mills. I do a lot of work on that kind of a level, but then I do some work on this direct business level. I am not going to read all of this to you. One, because it just came out for us like last week and I don't know it all yet. But also because I sent it over and they can share it out. But we'll give you a little bit of an idea of what we're looking to do with Explore Minnesota now that we're out of the pandemic and travel has changed in the world. It just has. It's never going to be the same. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve and be looking at the future of what tourism and travel looks like, and discovering some ways that we can cut through the clutter in some of our marketing and things. Okay, go ahead. I might have to look at that just to see what's top. The coolest thing about this page is our vision. Our vision has been boiled down into a very non-Minnesotan kind of thing. We're going to be big braggarts now. You know how Minnesotans kind of humble. Like, we're good, but we don't want to talk about it. No, our goal at Explore Minnesota is now to be a top 10 destination for travel in all 4 seasons. And what does that mean? We want to be on all the lists. We want to be on all the Thrillist. We want to be on all the BuzzFeeds. We want to get more small towns on Smithsonian's list of best small towns. And that's really our biggest goal and vision. So that's what we're looking to do. There's a lot of things that I can help local organizations and businesses with. We have educational resources for tourism. We have grants for destination marketing organizations. We have co-ops with companies where we buy down the cost of their advertising products and businesses can get in at a reduced rate. So we've already bought it down and you get in at 40% off. We have partnerships. I don't know if anybody took part in the Minnesota Sips Passport last year or Minnesota Scoops ice cream a couple of years ago, if you saw that.
Will be on the passport this year.
Yay!
And
Good.
True North did the winter passport.
Awesome. Fantastic. That's great. So those
Shane
are
probably has
partnerships.
No idea that even
That-
happened.
Hi, Shane. Thanks for participating.
His wife runs the show.
We have
He shows up.
affiliate welcome centers. I think Perham is going down the path of becoming an affiliate.
We're there.
Yep,
You're
we're
there? Affiliate welcome center in the state. We do a lot of events marketing. We do a lot of stuff around events. It's been a niche market for us for a long time. So, you know, those turtle things you do sometimes in the summer, those are great.
Festival.
Love them. Yeah. So story marketing. We do have an advisory council as well that kind of advises our senior leadership on different things from different categories of tourism across the state. And just a lot of collaboration. And we're trying to expand our collaboration and talk to even more people. One of the reasons I'm here today. Okay, I read that one to you, but I promise it's not going to happen every time. That's just important because it's for you. All right, so we're moving on. We have a new strategic plan. We do a strategic plan every 3 or 4 years. And this one is where the top 10 destination stuff came out. Like I said, travel has changed and we are changing with it. We have 5 goals. The ones that are most concerning probably to a local organization, local community is obviously growing the visitor economy. We are looking at new markets. We are looking at new demos. We are looking at everywhere there's a direct flight at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. And as those flights are coming back on, we're looking at developing in the markets that they're going to, that sort of thing. The other thing is we are undertaking, we never have before, kind of a leading role in fostering destination stewardship. So really trying to make sure that the state as a whole is taking good care of our resources, because we have the 2 biggest things we have going for us in Minnesota is the arts and culture. We have more. What is that? We have more theater seats than pretty much anywhere else outside of New York City in the state of Minnesota. We in the outdoors, right? We also have a lot of outdoors. So we're expanding on and starting on destination stewardship. Okay. So growing the economy, I talked a little bit about that. Also means growing jobs, and I'll expand on that a little bit later when we talk about the governor's recommendation for our budget. A welcoming experience for all visitors. So this is work in diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility. We just did in the fall a really fantastic, accessible photo shoot. So you'll be seeing those ads next summer. Well, you won't be seeing because you live here and, you know, we're trying to get people to come in. But we'll share. Huh?
We already know how great it is.
Yeah, you already know how great it is. That's right. So what we'll be doing is sharing how great it is for many, many more people and more cultures and that nature. The other thing is talking to more businesses in the industry on a one-on-one level and getting them involved and asking for feedback. I've got my card here. If you want to talk anything tourism, by all means, I'm your girl. So call, email, we can do a one-on-one anytime. We are always looking for feedback because we cannot progress if we don't know what's going on the ground level. Destination stewardship, I mentioned, we're starting that with a global assessment. That's our plan. We haven't done that yet, just to see where Minnesota's at in comparison to other outdoors destinations, other arts and culture destinations, that sort of thing. Organizational excellence is funny. Sometimes I get pushback on this one. We are a government agency and we are staffed by government employees, and it is thanks to taxpayer dollars. And I find it funny that we get pushback about expanding our staff or making sure our staff is trained well. If we don't have enough people to do the right job, then how can we do the right job? So it has become one of the things in our strategic plan to ensure organizational excellence. We just hired a project manager. We now have our own human resources director for our agency, which we had previously contracted those services out. And it's just never quite as good for you when you're using a contractor who's also working, with a bunch of other agencies. So we have our own now. So organizational excellence is really to help support the industry and make sure that we have the agility and the skills to do what needs to be done. Here's some things that are in the governor's budget for new funding. I want to preface this by saying Explore, I don't know if things have cost more for you lately, but Explore Minnesota has not had a budget increase in 10 years. FY14, fiscal year 2014. It has been 10 years since we've had any kind of a budget increase. Just with an average rate of inflation, we've lost almost $4 million in purchasing power. So our total budget, if you're wondering, is about $14 million. But we are looking in the governor's budget recommendations for workforce marketing. I know you guys are really familiar with that because Otter Tail is really a leading thing in that workforce retention, that rural rebound kind of stuff. We're also looking for new grants to provide for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and events. Again, events are a big thing. They're a real good way to have people kind of test the waters on what you have going on in the community. We are looking at doing tribal nations destination development and kind of meeting the 11 federally recognized tribes where they're at. Some are really good at it, really good at tourism already, and some are just starting to develop their product. And we're also looking at an economic development marketing arm, so we would be partnering with DEED. All of the programs that I mentioned, and I went and I read that whole slide to you, those are all being looked at from a very base basis. Why do we do this? What purpose does it serve? And because we've always done it is no longer the right answer or unanswered. It's not acceptable. So because we've always done it is not going to fly for all of our programs. We'll be reimagining and reworking pretty much everything that we do. It's been a lot of fun. Budget. Here's that base budget information. Like I said, we're almost $4 million down just in attrition from inflation. So we're requesting to be made whole again, basically. Also, we're requesting some new initiatives to complete some of those new projects that I just mentioned, tribal nations, DEI initiatives, those sorts of things. And then also accessibility, language, those sorts of improvements on exploreminnesota.com. That's the website. And it is an award-winning website. We have a lot of accolades on it. It's fantastic, but it can always be improved. And then also growing stakeholder engagement is another thing that we're requesting some more money for, and also education and beginning that global assessment on sustainability. Explore Minnesota for Business. This is what I was talking about with the DEED partnership, and this would be a marketing arm of Explore Minnesota partnering with DEED to market and recruit businesses. So this is where we're at. We are doing listening sessions and gathering feedback. We are doing some of the work already on that strategic plan, and we're trying to lay that foundation on staff. Again, feedback is a big thing. Let me know. Work with your regional coordinator. There I am. I'm right here though, so call me anytime. And exploreminnesota.com/industry will bring you to our industry facing site. So if you are interested in putting your business listing on for free, I know you have one because you're in the passport program, True North. But your business, if it's a tourism related business, you can have a listing for free. That's photos, videos, social media handles. You can include all of that stuff. Any events that you do, that you execute and coordinate. I know Perham does a great job of putting the events that are happening in Perham on our events calendar. If anybody wants to do it on their own, you can, or if you want to have Leah do it, or if you want to just send it to me, I'll help get it on, because we do lots of marketing on social and on e-newsletters just about events that are going on. And so we pull all of that from our calendar. If it's not on our calendar, we'll never send it out, right? So if you have any questions about what we do, or anything specific that, you might have seen the Dream State ads that we do, and you're like, why is there a big giant moon on the North Shore? I've gotten that question a few times. Can you tell? I'm happy to answer them. No? Yeah.
So you said it's like 14.1 million or whatever is ours. What are the states around us?
I am so glad you asked. So the state of Minnesota is one of 3 states in the country that did not get any increased spending in tourism due to the pandemic. So in that end, as far as being uplifted because of the pandemic and the entirely horrible effect it had on travel, we got nothing. The other thing is at U.S. travel, there's a number of states, not all states, so California, massive budget, Florida, massive budget, New York, massive budget. They don't report to U.S. travel what their budgets are, but of the ones that report, we are 26th in funding. So when you look at Wisconsin, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, we are, I believe, right about in the middle. But because of increased funding and investments from those states into their tourism products and their tourism agencies, we're falling behind further.
Other questions for Nicole? Otherwise, if you ever need to get a hold of her, you can get a hold of us, and we'll connect you too.
Yeah.
So
You bet.
thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
This is what your business free listing on Explore Minnesota could look like if you want.
And you can get stats too on views and links and all of that kind of stuff from it.
Very cool. Powerful stuff. Okay. Next on our agenda, we had Thrive, Mobile IV, and Aesthetic. They couldn't make it today, so we're going to put them on for next month, but I just wanted to introduce some new members. So Thrive, Mobile IV, and Aesthetic is a new member. We've also got Dr. Big Brain and Integrity Counseling, who are going into the space right next to the Pizza Ranch here. And Happy Balance Accounting. It's a single gal one gal does accounting and books for businesses and individuals. And Al Lepp from Edward Jones' office is also a new member within the last month. So welcome all those people and businesses. Next on our agenda, we have Lakeside Event Center. We've got Kelly and Alex to share some information about open house.
Thrive is having a grand opening this week.
We'll plug that anyway. Yeah, Thrive.
Before they get done, make the only introduce Joe to the golf course.
Okay. It's at Revive. Thrive's open house is at Revive. Thrive Revive. It rhymes.
Good morning. Alex couldn't make it. Her son is sick. So this is also Reagan. So Lakeside approached us. Alex owns all of the above events out of Otter Tail, and then I own my floral. So they approached us to kind of revamp the event center, kind of give our input of what events are looking for as far as packages, pricing, menus, selections for corporate and weddings. So we kind of put our heads together, and we're excited to invite you all to an open house that we're featuring. So Reagan has some invitations, and we have cookies for you too with the information. But it's next Saturday, the 25th, from 4 to 9. So we'd love for all the businesses to come. It's free champagne. Well, one glass, I should say. Free glass of champagne. And then they'll be featuring a new catering menu. So they have a new kitchen manager. We've worked with them to kind of give them some ideas and inputs on what corporate and weddings are looking for. So they'll have that. I'm going to be doing some really cool floral installations. We're bringing in gathered rentals from Fargo that is going to set up half the room to look like an over-the-top wedding, and half of the event center is going to look like a corporate golf outing, so you guys can get an idea of what things could look like out there. But yeah, we'll have a DJ Harmon Entertainment coming from Fargo too, so they're going to be playing music. We have lots of giveaways. It'll be a fun night. So that's the spiel. Anybody have questions? Yeah.
Questions for Kelly? Maybe on the camera. Questions for Kelly? Jake, as long as we're on Lakeside. Hi, Jake.
Hi.
I'm Nick. Nice to meet you. I'm a golf pro.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Jake Worley. I kind of have roots in Perham here. My parents own Sunset Bay Resort. I worked at Upper Pond for 6 years out of college. I worked at United Community Bank for a winter. So I'm back here at Lakeside as the new head pro. Was in Brainerd for the last 4.5 years at Madden's and Grandview. So excited to be here. Memberships will be going out next week. So if anyone's interested in rates for the upcoming season, we'll blast those out, and hope to see you all out there.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake. Okay, exciting stuff. What's that? Yep. Yeah. All right. Next, we have Minnesota True North on the agenda. We've got Shane and Paul. They're going to talk to us about some snowmobile stuff. We better get both of them up here.
I'm not getting from the cedar, I'm like.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the chamber email goes to different.
Oh, sure. Hello, everyone. We had our 286 races this last weekend. Outside boys. Use your outside boys.
You're yelling at the kids.
Here's the notes. I don't have
Boss is here.
There's Becky.
Tell them what numbers.
Sorry, I'd sleep with my sweetheart at school.
Come on in.
Where were you?
I was there already.
Oh, you were there already?
She snuck out early.
So we had just over 1,000 people come through the grounds this weekend. We had 113 racers in 27 different classes. Everybody really enjoys coming to Perham. People from the races come to the store. And
yeah, I had to give Brian Meyer a heads up to fill up propane tanks before the races.
it's interesting listening to everybody how many people like coming here. I think it's something that might be good for other businesses to get banners out there, because like this last weekend, how many big trailers out there they noticed when we come to town, and there's times where there's 5-6 hours in between races for parents.
Yeah, we had a ton of people come into the store.
So Becky and I were at the Minneapolis Convention Center at the Lake and Cabin Show. She's on her phone every 5 minutes checking the numbers going through the store and the trailers we had out at the races. I can tell you that it didn't stop from the time they started on Saturday till the time they closed on Sunday. So for the store, it was amazing, but the amount of people that came into town, and I know these guys were busy here at the Pizza Ranch, hopefully the motels are filled. The issue is going forward is that they want us to do it 2 weeks. The races want us to come back. We need help with snow.
Or tonight's our only chance.
So
It's a 1 to 3 inches. I
So the
don't-
goal is actually to do it again in 2 weeks. It's on the calendar. We plan on doing that as long as we can get some more snow out there, cold out there, moving around. We'll be good. It's
So they are working on
yes.
hauling, we're trying to scrounge some up throughout town. And I think Jeremy is working on that, so Michelle working on trying to scrounge up.
I'll give you my address.
Write them down,
You're good.
we'll come scoop it all
Yeah,
up.
I'll get it.
Perfect.
It's right by there too.
Oh,
so.
perfect. We'll just stop on over.
Donated loaders would be welcome. by the way.
Yeah.
Bobcat's hard to take care of.
So if anybody does want a banner for any of the businesses, we'll be glad to hang them up out there too. Again, you have a Pizza Ranch one out there.
And the fun one.
And the Fun Zone one out there, so, yeah.
Yeah, that way beach bums on site.
Yeah.
That's just a really good job with catering out there.
Yeah, Beach Bums is busy.
Yeah, so it's worked out really good for him.
Bonfires.
He freezes his butt off. I was happy that he actually got to stay warm this year.
Yeah.
Last couple years, he's
Yeah,
frozen and nobody really sticks it out. So,
yeah.
yeah, other than that, we really enjoyed being able to have it in Perham. Everybody, all the comments we get from, there's a lot of national racers come, regionals. There's 11 different states there this weekend. And first thing I ask, are we gonna come back in 2 weeks? It's obviously there's snow.
A lot of other places they go are like Finley, Fertile, there's not a lot going on in
Fargo, they really
town.
do the-
Fargo's the only other
Fargo's
one,
big,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's nice for them to be in town and.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Any questions on
We're
that?
done.
Or are you
Questions?
sitting?
Questions, anybody?
And if anyone has a banner, get a hold of them, get a hold of the chamber, we'll hook
But
you up.
yeah, we probably have a
Yeah.
banner.
We have some banners too in the basement of the chamber office, so. All right, next up, Bay Window. Katie's here, Katie Henniger from Bay Window Quilt Shop to talk about Stitch Studio.
Morning, everybody. So if you're not familiar with my business, Bay Window Quilt Shop, we've been in business for it'll be 34 years this summer. But in 2020, I purchased the business from my mom after working with her for 20 years and have slowly been making some big changes to the business. We've added quite a bit of different inventory. So it's kind of a little bit of a, hey, guess what? We sell yarn. We don't just sell fabric at our shop. That was a need that went out when Shopco closed. And we kept getting asked for that product. And then a really big change happened last spring when Dennis Happel officially retired and stopped renting the space on the corner of our building from my parents. We now had the opportunity to take on another 1,700 square feet. And one thing that we have been sending people away from our town for years is sewing machines. So as soon as I knew that I could take over that space, I reached out to Janome America, which is one of the largest sewing machine companies in the world, and became one of their authorized dealers. So we now sell and service sewing machines, all makes and models for service, but we sell Janome sewing machines. That would be, if you are familiar with Dennis's office space, it was his office is where we sell the machines out of. We then remodeled the rest of the building to include 2 classroom spaces, as well as a small kind of like kitchen area, so to speak. So we do all-day retreats. Customers can rent the space for one day, bring their sewing machines in and do their own fun sewing day, or we also do organized classes. So you can find all of that information on our website. We have partnered with Elevate also, and so we work with them to get the classes out there, and we'll be working with them moving forward to kind of maybe do some exploratories and fun things as well. So that's the new space that you should come and see sometime if you are at all interested. And then I have 2 other big announcements coming forward for our business. Well, first of all, too, we have statewide shop hops for quilt shops. We have one coming up the full month of April and the full month of May. So I anticipate about 800 to 1,000 people coming through to just come to my shop for that event. We do hand out little gifts to them when they come through for that. So if you have an item or a coupon you want to market to those women, they don't necessarily go shop that day because they're on a tight schedule. But if it's something that you put like a longer expiration date on, they may come back. Or like last year, we did the little Wiley Wallaby samples so that they got a little taste of Perm in there. So that's coming up. Yep, there you go. In the next couple months. And then just side note, many don't realize that I also have a design career that I do simultaneously with the quilt shop. So I have a new line of fabric that I'm working on with a company right now. I work for a company out of New York. It's lovely because I don't actually have to go there. So we do it all through telecommunication. So I have a new fabric line that'll be coming out in the fall. And then I also just got picked up to be published in a national magazine again too for design work. And that'll be coming out in the fall as well. Congratulations. And it's kind of a little bit of an extra blurb for Perham because they always list the shop. They always list Perham, Minnesota, usually in all of that design publication as well. So any questions for the quilt shop? Okay.
Very cool. Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
All right. Lots of stuff going on. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Next on our agenda is it's me and Leah.
Us.
So we're going to talk to you a little bit about growth zone. So if you're watching your emails and your notifications, you've probably gotten something from the chamber about growth zone. This is our new software. It's membership management software that we use for the chamber. So it handles all of our communications, and some parts of our website are fed through this software. So we've been kind of rolling it out. We're still in the onboarding phase with the company, but we've been using it now for a couple months, and it's pretty powerful stuff. So there's the user end is called the Info Hub, and that's what we're going to kind of walk through today. It's kind of the first step for you guys to get in and see what this does, and it adds value to your membership. So Leah's really a lot more versed in it than I am because she uses it all day, every day.
This is my new home.
Yep. So this is the Info Hub homepage. So when
Yes.
you log in, you're going to see this instead of Chamber of Commerce. It'll say Chamber of Commerce, but it'll
Right.
say
This
your
will
name.
be your business logo here. So I'm logged in currently as myself as a staff member of the Perham Chamber. So that's how I accessed it. This is exactly how it would look like if you logged into your page. So if we have you previously listed with your email, you should have gotten an invite. I know some of you have already gone on and created your account. If you follow the link that's in the invite, it'll go straight to the page that says create your account, create your password, yada, yada, yada. Once you get in, it'll look identical to this. It will send you an email, all the activate your account, all that. But just like creating any kind of account. So once you get in here, the most important part for us, the one thing that I want you to do ASAP is update your information. So you hop on here, you click on my info, it'll show yourself. So this is like my email, whatever. You can add as many emails for yourself as you want. If you want, this is how we will send all of the newsletters, any updates that we need to send. It'll all go through the emails that we have on here. So if this email is not correct, you're not going to get the updates, essentially. And then if you go, you can see your membership. I just plugged in. Obviously, the chamber isn't a member of the chamber, so I made one up. So this will say your different membership types, like we have based on business size, new businesses, nonprofits, out of town, that kind of stuff. So that'll stay there. We don't do membership numbers or anything, so as long as it says active, you're good to go. Billing, if we had any invoices, they would show here, and I'll show you a different part there too. Related businesses is where all of the information here is what's going to flow to our directory on our website on perham.com. So this, along with your contact info here, update this, and then go to related businesses. Those are the two most important things that we really want you to log in and do. Everything else is an additional offer.
And if anything ever changes with your business, if you move or if you get a new website or whatever, you can come back and update it, and then it automatically feeds right to your business directory on Perham.com.
Yeah.
You have control of your directory listing.
So you can add more. All of the pages have like little plus signs if you can add information. Click here, obviously. If you want to edit, you click on the little pencil. Depending on what directory listing level you chose when you went through the op sheets with Dan. We have 3 different levels. It will have different options. And if you have questions, those are things that, if you chose one that, like just the basic is included with your membership, that you'll get this information. So the top, you'll have a logo. It'll show your business name, address, email, and contact phone number. And then from there, you add more. And we can help you with that. If that's something you're interested in, you can add photos, you can add videos, you can have social site links, you can have product page links, a bunch of stuff like that. And that'll all show directly on your directory listing. This would show, so these are my wonderful coworkers, everybody that's tied to, so you'll be able to hop on here too. I know we've had some businesses that hop on where looked at this and said, oh, this person doesn't work here anymore. Like, okay, then we'll pull them off, because our program that we pulled this from, we've had email stored for 10, 15 years.
It took a lot of cleanup to get that.
Yeah.
Can we edit that,
Data
or
migrated.
can we just edit that ourselves? by
Yes,
clicking on
yep.
that
So
button?
say I wanted to remove Dan, because, you know. Delete.
That's simple.
Big delete right there.
We don't need me anymore.
Or if say Dan, because I know for sure Dan has not logged into Growth Zone Info Hub. If he was like, hey, I actually, need to log in and do something on here, you can just click here, check mark, click done, and it will send the login information to that email address. So you don't have to reach out to us. You can do that yourself. Obviously, it's just as easy for me to hop on here, click the send email too. So if you can't find it or have questions, I'm not going to delete Dan today. Eventually, we're going to make him do it. This is our refer others. If you have a business or somebody you know that's not a chamber member and you want to add them, or want to send them information,
It's always appreciated.
we love that. Billing info. If we had an outstanding invoice, it would say here. So all of our billing is going to send out on 3/1. So if you look on here, it might show balance, might not. None of it's going to be due until 3/1. This is a really cool new feature, is adding the payment profile. So through the info hub, you can click here, put in your credit card information, pay your invoice right there, or you can add your bank account. So it has like the
Routing number.
Yeah, you can do, there's like an automated system, I can't think of the name of Plaid or whatever. Or you can just add. And then that will save in here, so every time you get your invoice, you can just hop on the info hub.
You can set it up for auto payment too, I believe.
Yes, you can do auto pay.
So if you just don't want to ever deal with it. auto
And then
pay.
it'll all show up here. So these are all voided because I was just playing. But you'll be able to download your invoice. It'll look exactly like what, so if you needed a paper copy, you can find that here too. If your business requires us to mail it, we can switch it to mail, but otherwise all of them will be emailed on 3/1 to whichever email we have on file. Directory listing, that's gonna show, I'm not sure. Yes. So this is where we have the big time, because it's our site. We've got the
Showcasing the
so
highest
this is this is the highest level of the membership directory listing. That keywords, so that's anytime if somebody searched perham.com restaurants, pop up there. You can put in your highlights, your categories, you can pop in videos, pictures, as many pictures as you want. Social sites, driving directions, business hours, that all depends on your thing. Subscriptions, this is going to be, most of you will get like the events and the monthly newsletters that'll show here. events, you can add your own events. Just, how
Which is
much
key.
do you want me to go?
Yeah, you
Okay,
we might as well.
so the pizza ran Wi-Fi. So the events you can, so it'll show all of here.
Those are all the events that are on the calendar. You can go and add your own. You can add your own from perm.com as well. There's a little
Yes.
plus on the events calendar page.
So
You've already done it.
Courtney right
Couple of you have
here.
already done it.
Courtney logged into the info hub and uploaded Coffee Talks at the pad. And so then get location, pops in there, and then that just flows straight to our calendar once we approve it.
Yeah, everything has a gate that has to go through a staff member to get onto the website, but
So you can do list view or month view. So yeah, the more, obviously, like, the more, if you guys have events, anything, just plug it in. We can always say, no, that's not, but we're probably not gonna say no. If it's an actual event, we're not gonna say no. And the more things that are on here, the better, I mean, Perham looks as a whole, and it helps, benefits everybody. Business directory, as a member, you have access to find email, so main email, main contact for anybody. Say like, you click here, we want to contact Central Market, give them a phone call. In the, we must not have. So yeah, you can see all of our members there. Resources is where we just have some member resources here, like our ops package and stuff like that. You can go in here, so say you had, I'm not sure what would be a good example.
do you have a flyer you want to submit to us for an event?
Or like a volunteer application. You can pop that in here, click add,
And then
choose your file, add it in. You can have an external resource. You could even pop this, and this will show in everybody's resources tab then. So you could say, hey, we're hiring, go to this link, or we're looking
Whatever,
for
yeah.
volunteers, go to this link. Check out our new page,
You got a
go to
survey
this
you
link.
want to submit or something? I mean, it can be all kinds of stuff.
And so once you scroll down, these are the really cool things that we're really excited about offering. Job postings is free. We made it free for all of our members, which is a super awesome resource. And that flows directly to perm.com. It has its own tab. So the more, right on perm.com, it's under where to live, maybe? About Perm. Yeah. So when people search, so we've got 6 on there now. All Creatures did theirs yesterday. Precision popped a few on, and we have Shears on there as well. And those were all uploaded through the info hub. So these are all, that's what it'll look like. You can pop in your contact information, description, what kind of education experience level you're looking for, and it'll all push straight through to our website once it's approved. Member to member coupons, these are also free for you guys to offer to each other. So these are only viewable in the info hub. They're not viewed on perm.com. We just popped a little, hey, our 2022 remaining t-shirts are $5 at the office. But you will be able to, so say like, that's one would be like, hey, $1 off coffees for our member, like fellow members. You can pop on there, put a coupon on there, and the members can access that and see that. So it's just kind of a good.
It's a good B2B. It's a good
Mhm.
chamber member kind
Yeah.
of thing to do. Yep.
And then this one is, we have it set up as a paid thing right now. So if you wanted to add a deal, it's like $5 for a week, something like that. I don't remember what I did. But you could do this, and then this would flow to our website. So when people are looking at perm.com, they would say, hey, shop Perm deal. I'm going to go shop Perm. Oh, here's $5 off at True North. I'm going to use that. So, I mean, our hope is that it's a nominal fee for what the business could bring to your business. And I mean, we've got over 100,000 people look at Perham.com every year. So that's a lot of eyes that you might not be getting without that. And then obviously the link to our website, which got a little update. Yep, we changed our logo.
Yep, kind of a rebrand on the logo, so. Nice.
So this is where the job postings. That's where that'll see. Let me see, yeah. And you can subscribe. We've had a few people already subscribe, so people are out there looking. I mean, we did one Facebook post that said, hey, we now have this, and a few people have already subscribed to get that information. And then this is what the business directory looks like. So it's all kind of just elevated directory with growth zone. Our old one was very dated. The growth zone one just looks visually more intuitive. All of your logos, everything like that pops up right there. Printing has gone on there. So that's what the basic listing looks like.
So bottom line, log into the info hub, get your login, update your information, and start using it because it's a good value for all you businesses.
Yeah.
And we're excited about it. It just gives us a
And
little
this
more.
is so you can add. If you don't log into the info hub, you can add events here.
Side note, adding events to the calendar, you don't have to be a member to add events to the calendar. That's a community calendar.
You can go
Anybody
straight
can
here.
do that.
Yep. Just click right on the plus sign. So even if you're like, oh crap, I forgot my info hub login, but I have this event that I need to add right now, you can just go straight to the calendar and do it there.
Yep. All right. We're gonna roll out over the next few months. We'll touch growth zone again at every power hour, kind of just give you a little bit of snippets and just push you down the road of how to use it and stuff like that. So we're excited about it. We've also got the Home and Cabin Show, so I'm just gonna give you an update on that. March 18th at the PAC. We've got both gyms now. Originally, we were gonna do one gym, but we got so many vendors. We had to go to two gyms.
We got over 40.
We got over 40, yes.
You didn't let us know, so that gym is reserved. Yeah, that's the first I've heard what you guys do, both gyms.
You're the one that told us.
We'll have to talk after.
All right, one gym. March 18th, we got 40-some vendors signed up already. Yeah. Come on down. Figure it out, I guess.
Yep.
Pivot. Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, city updates. John, you got anything?
Sure. I always got something.
Come on up.
You ready, Paul? Here you go. This is for you, buddy. Actually, no. So if you remember, Otter Tail County prohibits the sale of THC products. The city of Perham allows it. We just issued 3 licenses last night. So there's 3 legal places to buy THC products in the city of Perham, or actually, frankly, the whole county of Otter Tail. So just want to let you know. So Disgruntled, Masterpiece, and Olson Oil. So the gas station over here. If you're into THC products, those are the 3 legal places in Otter Tail County. That's all I got. Unless anybody, yeah. Oh, we'll be doing surveys and information for all of you that have property on Main Street. Hopefully in the next week or 2 or 3, we'll be coming through asking some detailed stuff on, just random infrastructure stuff, access points, all those types of things. And then we're also going to be rolling out some information and surveys on the aesthetics and streetscape stuff too. So look for that in the next couple months. All right. Peace out. Thanks, John. Anybody else got anything for the group? 30 seconds on the mic. Open. Otherwise, we're going to do our drawings.
I'm gonna say that Goose Gang outlet store is going to be open tomorrow every day until some great savings from all of our stores liquidated to our outlet store, which is at the old Productive Alternatives building, and we're open every day till I think March 5th. So.
Okay.
Starting
Got
tomorrow.
some deals.
Yeah, awesome
Thank
deals, save money.
Anybody else got anything? I don't see any hands. All right. Trevor, we're gonna draw. Okay?
I think, you put my name in
Did
there.
anybody need to get in the drawing yet?
Yeah, can you put my name in?
I'm gonna sign off on the online. You guys come up and sign in. Sign up. All right.
I'm doing it. Good one.